What's up, traders? This is Chris from Grindstone Trading here. I've been doing a whole ton of plays with you guys and showing you how to set up all sorts of different stuff over the last couple of weeks here. One that I've completely neglected to put into a video format to show you guys is the bounce play and how to use things like 20 SMA, 50 SMA, 100 SMA, 200 SMA, just the really easy, even numbers like that to spot really high quality bounce plays in high potential stocks that have run previously and that we're hoping are going to run again. I've pulled 8 random stocks that had huge volume and huge runs this past trading day, which was Friday, and just to see if I can spot any similarities between the charts. And oh my gosh, this is going to be a very simple video, and hopefully by the time you're done watching it, you'll have a really good understanding of how to spot bounce plays and capitalize on them. So here we go. So first up, I just wanted to put this one on here because I got a question about DPW today and just sort of show you what I'm looking for and why I'm not convinced yet that this is a buy. So we were actually playing this one, the group here. This is in the kind of the, when I just made the group public here because it was a very private group before, but I decided to make it public, and this was one of our very first plays that we were actually playing in the group. And I was calling this one out all day in here in these dips to 150, 160. I don't want to zoom in on that too much and show you stuff in the past. I want to show you what's happening now. But I just wanted to tell you we were in here, and everybody thought I was a crazy person. And I'm like, it's going to run, it's going to run, it's going to run. And sure enough, we all woke up on, where are we here? Monday, November the 23rd, and our money had gone up by about 300, 400%. It was ridiculous. So we were all out here, and I have a very bad habit of forgetting about bounce plays, especially if I was in on something. Like, I mean, you see something run, and either one of two scenarios. Either you were in on it, and you get to go, yay, I made a bunch of money, and sell it, and forget about it. Or you get to go, oh, why didn't I see this one? Oh, this one would have been so easy. And then you kind of back test everything and go, well, what did I miss? What did I miss? And then cry about it a little bit and then forget about it. But in either scenario, you're forgetting about it. And I'm bad for this too. Nobody, I don't know anybody who doesn't do this. So it's one thing that I am this year striving to pay a lot more attention to is the bounce. How can you spot a bounce? Well, this one isn't a very good example because what ended up happening is it came back and it broke 20 SMA, just snapped it right out of there. And as soon as it had a close below this, like maybe I would have played it here. And as soon as it had this closed right here below it, I would have probably gotten rid of it because that's not overly bullish. Then it popped back above 20. And now then it started riding it here. Popped up again, came down, started riding, broke it very, very briefly here, but not like major breakage. And now it's riding 20 SMA again and running up again. Could this thing pop? Absolutely, it could pop. Do I think it's safe to buy it here? Absolutely not, because in all likelihood, now after their recent offering, it's going to trace back. That's what I want to see. I want to see things that are trading at a key support level, and right now this one is not. But I've pulled 7 runners from the last week, or from just this last day, actually, from Thursday or Friday here, that were getting absolutely insane volume, and I wanted to show you guys the charts and how you could have spotted these. EOLS. I just pulled this one at random. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they do. I know they've got analysts here that are very, very bullish on it, which I always like to see. That's another sort that I always do, something I always make sure that I'm watching. But the price action is what I want to show you. I want this to be a charting video so you guys can sort of understand why I am always watching stocks that are trading around their 20 SMA, their 50 SMA, their 200 SMA. So this one, it wasn't getting a whole lot of love. It popped here and then it snapped and broke down. I wouldn't have traded it here. This would not have been a good spot to trade it. This was late October. Then it popped up and reclaimed 20, reclaimed 50, and then broke back down below it. Started kind of riding 20 here and then popped. And then broke down again completely. You could argue that it was a buy in here because it turned around here once. It could have turned around here again. So if you caught it in here, if you were watching the stock, this might have been a good time to buy it. Then it snapped everything and started to run. I would have left it alone, 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 and then boom, look what happens here. It meets up with 20 SMA. 20 SMA finally catches up with it, pops off of that, drops back, catches 20 SMA again, and then it runs for real. 20 SMA is a fantastic indicator for catching bounce moves, and that's what I want this video to be primarily focused on. Here's a nice bounce that we had a whole week to get into. I missed this one completely. This one is completely new on my radar. Wasn't even aware of it. But look at that. Boom. Ran like crazy on Friday. JMP, another one. I don't even know what they do, but they had a huge run up. Anytime you see something go up like this, basically it's so far away from any support point. Anything here would have been chasing, in my opinion. But look what happens. Traced back, traced back, traced back right to 20. As soon as 20 caught up with it, it's barely broken 20 for more than a little candle wick on the day since then. Anything at 20 SMA here would have been a solid buy on this extremely low float company, which we also missed. And then bang, had a nice shoot up today. So as long as it was holding that 20 SMA, I would have said, hold. This is a buy. As soon as it got into here, and as soon as it showed that it was going to keep holding it, hold, and wait. And everybody trading this one, obviously not me, made a bunch of money. Now it's up at a fairly well-established resistance level, so this is not a buy. At this point, in my opinion. Things like this could keep running, but this isn't how I trade. I want to buy things at safe entry points and exit at resistance, not enter at resistance and hope it just keeps running forever. Because that's why 90% of traders lose money. So now we're going to go to another one that we played. This was MKGI. This one wasn't doing anything fantastic here. I called this one out to the group right here. Right here. He's either here or here. I can't quite remember which. But ultimately what I saw with this one was I was just focusing on the price action. A lot of traders will say you either have too many indicators or too few indicators. I'm kind of right in the middle. I like to have a few indicators, 20 SMA, 50 SMA, 200 SMA, and an RSI band. And then, of course, everybody knows I love my Wall Street analysts. Trust the Wall Street analysts, guys. These guys are getting paid by huge hedge funds to make money for them. They're not recommending to buy crap. This just isn't how the game is played. Especially the 5-star guys, they're fantastic to follow. Anyway, focusing on the price here, I saw this one dip in here. I was calling this out to the group in here because it was very close to 200 SMA, and it had already turned around once at this level. So I was looking at this as a possible support line. Fell down to this again, played this pop up here, fell down to this again. I think we played this pop up here. Then it broke this resistance line. You can kind of draw an imaginary resistance line here in your mind. You know what? I'll actually just draw it on here. We'll draw a proper resistance line. Here we go. And we'll make it orange just to make it stand out here on the video. So here we go. You can see we've got bounces up here, support, bounces, breaks it. Now it's acting as resistance. Support, resistance. It's going to be a pivot point either way. Same thing here, breaks it. Now it's come back. Now it's acting as loose support, and then it runs again. So that's another way you could have looked at this one. But just focusing on the SMA lines, this was a solid buy at 200 SMA, and it ran really nicely for us. So unfortunately, I think we were all out here, if I remember correctly. And as per usual, I was ignoring it on the bounce, and I was focused on other things. So can't catch everything. It's just life. But you can see how the chart sets up here, and following very simple price action and using very simple indicators that every single trading tool has or should have, it can really set you up for success and help you spot runners before they're running and get you the best buy prices. Nova Bay, here's another one that the group was playing here. So what was I seeing in Nova Bay that I liked? Well, right around here it had a pop and then a nice consolidating pullback here. After right around when Biden announced that they were going to be mandating masks on federal spaces, and we played this little pop up here as it broke 200 SMA, fell back to 200 SMA. I felt that was going to act as support. Sure enough, it did, and we played this run up here. Forgot all about it. Could have caught another bounce. So you had shoot up, bounce, drop back over the next couple of weeks, right back to 200 SMA where it was a solid buy. Again, it was never breaking this for more than a few moments on the day. Solid buy under 90 cents here, and then it shot up to $1.80. Could have made 100% on our money had I been focusing on this one and not other things. So this is the beauty of the bounce play. You see something running big like this, popping like this, getting lots of attention and energy like this. Don't ignore it. Don't chase it, but don't ignore it. Put it on a watch list. What I like to do is set alerts, so when something is trading at a key support level, I get alerts for it. I'm showing you on Webull here. I don't think they have functionality like that, but nothing crazy. But anything can have. You keep a watch list short enough, you can watch things for stuff like this very, very easily. And so this one was making 200 SMA bounces, and then once it started looking really bullish, then it was making 20 SMA bounces. And you can see how exact those points are, right? Here's 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, barely breaking it for more than a second. That's a solid support line. That's a very bullish signal. Buy all day here. I would have said, if somebody had brought this one back to me, said, hey, we played Nova Bay a few weeks ago, what do you think of it now? I would have gone, oh, crap, we forgot all about that one, didn't we? Alas, we didn't. We only played this one move, like that. NCTY, even a big mover like this one. Look at this one. Look at this absolute mammoth. I was playing this one for like 10-20% scalps back in here. I'd long since forgotten about it before it did this run. All the way up to, where were we at? Just on the day, I think it hit over 10, and then the next day was 14, and I'm just leaving it alone at this point because I know eventually it's going to turn around. So I just forgotten all about it, which again, huge mistake. You never actually want to do that. What ended up happening here? It retraced all the way to your 20 SMA, and it's just, try to zoom in on this as heavy as I can for you guys here. Look at this. I don't even think a candle wick, I'm not even seeing a candle wick break 20 SMA for half a second. Maybe it actually did if you zoom right in, but as soon as 20 SMA caught up with this one, it bounced. And then it fell right back to 20 SMA and bounced. And then fell right back to 20 SMA very briefly, and then just it's never turned back. Ever since the beginning of this month, where are we at? Yeah, February the 1st, it has not looked back, and it has just kept going and going and going, and you could have easily made 2, 3, 4, 500% on this one at several different points trading it. I would have left it alone. Even if someone had brought it to me in here, I would have left it alone. It looked like the price was turning around here. How would you know it wasn't going to do that? You wouldn't. This is something in here I would have left alone for another bounce play, but you had so many opportunities here. 1, 2, 3 opportunities at 20 SMA to catch that bounce, and it never broke it for long enough that I would have been concerned. Easy, easy, easy play that we missed. So we caught it. You can't catch everything. That's just the reality of it. We catch a couple of these, we miss a couple of these, and that's just life. VIOT, here's another one. This is one of the big runners from the last 2 days here. It had a big run on Thursday and even bigger run on Friday. And you can see the strategy remained the same. It had its little push up here from 5 to about 550, 575. Wasn't really exciting. And then it started to ride 20 SMA. You can see a trend happening here already. It's just the 20 SMA bounces, 50 SMA bounces, 100 SMA bounces, 200 SMA bounces. All the easy, even numbers. These are the ones that everybody, a lot of the big traders are using. And there's so many people doing it that it just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, look at this. Had it shoot up off of 20 SMA, and I would have left it alone. I wouldn't have chased it up the ladder here. And then, of course, it turned around like everything eventually does. Turned around, and where did it turn about? Right around to 20 SMA. As soon as that 20 SMA line caught up with it, it was just little wicks bouncing right off of 20 SMA here. Kept looking bullish, kept looking bullish. You could have very easily gone from 718, 721 area, and over a couple of weeks sold at 10, 12, and if you'd been patient enough to wait for today and wake up, you'd be staring at, where are we at here, more than 100% winner. So this is a big one, with, again, a very easy bounce pattern to play. Shoots up, took its sweet time with it, but came back, and where did it come back to? SMA 20, and it held that, and it never looked back. It hasn't touched SMA 20 for weeks. Last one we're going to look at, Watt in Energis Energy. Energis. Anyway, here we go. And this is just a gorgeous chart. Look at this. I was playing the options on this one back in December. And at pretty much any time it dipped below 2, it would shoot back up over 2. So we had to shoot back up over 2, and then it retraced. And then I'd forgotten all about it by this point. And sure enough, what did it do? hit 20 SMA, bounced. Traced back in here. And this is just a price action bounce here. Like, you still could have caught this one without the indicators. I'm just trying to show you guys how easy it is to use the indicators. And it came up, came back down. Look where it came back down to. Started riding just little candle wicks down, just barely, not even grazing 20 SMA. This one would have easily popped up on a scanner that's showing you everything trading between -5% of their SMA and +5% of their 20 SMA. And sure enough, then it shot up again, traced back down, broke 20 SMA, and then shot up again. Any of these 20 SMA bounces would have been absolutely, absolutely solid. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. It's very, very, very simple setups that we're showing you, and really very simple setups that we're looking for when we do these plays for you guys and give these buy and sell targets out to the group. This is exactly what we're looking for. I don't want to buy something that maybe I can sell for 5% 10 minutes from now. Maybe I'm going to lose 10% on 10 minutes from now. I want to buy something at a key support level that has a very good solid chart set up, bullish analysts. Half the game is making sure that you get a good buy price, or at least as good a buy price as you can possibly get on a stock that you really believe in. And I know how tempting it is to chase things, guys. Believe me, I did it for a long, long time. You see something shoot up 100%, 200%, you go, wow, this stock is really amazing. It could run forever. It never does. Ever. Sometimes you get a second day out of it after a big pop like that, but it'll always consolidate. And when those things slow down after a big pop, where do they usually turn around? At a key support point. 20 SMA, sometimes as deep as 50 SMA. And as long as it holds those key points, you could say that it's still bullish. So it's something to watch for. If you see something run big, instead of chasing it, get a little bit of FOMO, feel sad for a minute, but then put it on a watch list and wait for 20 SMA to catch up to it and see what happens then. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Please reach out to me with any questions. If you're just finding us on YouTube and you're not already in our super awesome trading Discord group, jump on in. We've got lots of room. It's a very small group right now, so you get lots of attention and get your questions answered very quickly, and you don't get just lost in the shuffle. Best of luck in the upcoming week, guys. Take care.